over to Bama this upcoming season, and who's taking over for the aforementioned Bryce Young, who is projected to go on the top 5 pick, which Bryce Young might be the best quarterback to ever touch Alabama's turf. So, Taylor, they have Jalen Milroe, they have Ty Simpson, and they have 2 5-star quarterbacks, 4-star quarterbacks coming in from this draft class, or this recruiting class, not draft class. However, I don't expect a freshman to start right away. Do you go with Jalen Milroe, who did start 2 games for them, or do you go Ty Simpson, who's a redshirt freshman, who you haven't seen yet, but maybe has a better arm, maybe might be more accurate now that he has another year under his belt at being a redshirt freshman? Who do you go with?
I think it's going to be Monroe. I think he showed his ability of being able to come in and bring tough situations and overcome those situations and really prove to be a leader. I don't think he's going to be another Bryce Young, but I do think he has the capabilities, the arm talent, the intelligence to go out there and lead that team to a possible national championship. But again, just like Georgia and every other team out there that's looking for their next quarterback for the season, there's going to be that quarterback battle. And who knows, maybe he's not their top guy. Maybe there's something they're just not liking about him. They like their younger, fresher talent that's coming in, and they give the redshirt freshman a go. So we'll see. I think it's going to be Moreau. I think he showed plenty to get that starting job, but we'll see.
Yeah, I do say, I want to see Ty Simpson in the spring game. That's where I want to see, before I throw him into the fire, I want to see him in the spring game. We saw Jalen Milroe play live football, and he didn't play bad. For the year, he had 297 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And against Texas A&M, he went 12 for 19, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 81 rushing yards. He had 91 rushing yards against Arkansas. The next game he started went 4 to 9 with 65 passing yards. But to me, what concerns me about Milroe is they're already talking about switching his position. They've already kind of contacted him. And obviously, they're going to give him a chance to play quarterback. But his rushing ability is what really makes him stand out. Not his arm, not his process. What you saw with Milroe those 2 games was first read, run. First read, run. First read, run. Maybe first 2 reads and then run. So if he can make that progression as a passer and a processor, then yes, I would go with Milroe just because of the experience. But I do want to see Ty Simpson in the spring game, see what he has. And like you said, make it a quarterback competition. Because who knows, Ty Simpson could be that. But I don't think there's anybody to be honest, I don't think there's anybody on Alabama's roster at quarterback. This next season for Alabama, with Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson, with how unproven they are and how much talent they lost with Roy Anderson and stuff like that, I don't think this is going to be the same Alabama as old. No. And I know, Georgia has 5 stars and Alabama has 5 stars, but the difference is I think Georgia's just a more complete team. And I know that makes no sense. Well, Alabama has the number 1 recruiting class this year, but you can't count on freshmen to play every position. And not only that, they're probably not ready weight-wise, playbook-wise, and just not ready in general. Usually it takes sophomore, junior year before you fully see the potential of those players.
I mean, if you want to talk about number 1 recruiting classes not panning out, we can just go back and look at Texas A&M.
Exactly.
They came in with the number 1 recruiting class, and it just blew up on them. I mean, it was a complete disaster. So hopefully, for Alabama's sake, that doesn't happen. I think Nick Saban's going to be able to have a little bit more of a tighter grip on his locker room than
Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, Jimbo Fisher. Because Jimbo, he completely lost that locker room, that team. That entire I don't know why we haven't heard anything about him being fired yet, but hopefully that doesn't happen with Alabama. Don't think it will, but it is a fact that just because you have the number 1 recruiting class does not translate into number 1 team potential. It takes time to get these kids together, get them on the same page, get them to understand the playbook, figure out what position they're truly fit and meant for, and all this other stuff. So it'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah, and, Nick Saban's not going anywhere.
No.
At all.
No. especially with the amount of money that they are throwing his way. He has to be in his contract. He has to be the highest paid coach in the SEC.
Yeah.
Like if anybody else in the SEC gets a pay raise and it's more than his, he automatically gets a pay raise to make him the highest paid coach. So there's like zero chance he would ever leave.
When are we getting the results from the bet? Whenever he gets access to the computer, the laptop, really tell you.
I mean, I can see if I emailed.
While you do that, I'm gonna try to get the Alabama upcoming football schedule up.
Here, after the show, I'll try and get that information off of the
All right, got it.
email stuff, and I'll try and get that all figured out.
Yeah, and listen, Nick Saban, I didn't realize Nick Saban, dude, he's a midget. He's 5'6".
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like, he is coaching people who are 6'8", 300+ pounds. Imagine, and they're all afraid of him. They're like, "Oh no, Nick Saban gets after you, dude. You got to back up." And like, he's like a little chihuahua. He's like he's like, "Get down and give me 20." I'm like, "You mean 20 inches or 20 push-ups, man? I don't know what you're asking me. I don't know what you're asking." We stand our short kings here.
The thing with him is, I think it's the way that he presents himself. You know, when you watch him on TV, you would never even question like what his height is, because you're just like, that dude is passionate, intelligent, and is like wants to connect with his players. He wants his players to be safe on and off the field. He wants them to play some competitive football. And the way he speaks, he doesn't stutter. He doesn't he doesn't do anything like that. It's complete full sentences with straight authority. And I think that's what makes him such a great coach. And because, I mean, height does matter. I mean, if you got like a 3 foot something coach trying to get out there,
we stand our short kings over here, man.
No, we do not.
Listen, man, you can't control your height.
No,
Don't let Taylor or these women tell you can't find love, okay?
You can find love. I ain't even touching that subject. Okay, I'm saying if I'm on a football team and my coach, like, you know, we get a brand new coach, he comes out and he's like 3 foot, and I hear in the background, I'm like, all right, guys, go ahead and go out there and give me 20. I may be looking around and I see that guy. I'm like, I am not taking him serious. I'm sorry. Like, this entire locker room ain't taking him serious.
Do you think his favorite holiday is St. Patrick's Day? Like, do you think he runs around his? Do you think he runs around Tuscaloosa in like a little green outfit, like they're magically delicious?
I think that Nick Saban hardly celebrates any holidays. He's just such a gloom, you know, like serious all the time type of guy. I feel like holidays are a very sad occasion for the most part.
At the same household,
I would say Christmas is probably where you might get a little chuckle and a laugh out of them, but I feel like Halloween and stuff like that it's a dull event.
Yeah, I mean, imagine him like, because he's always serious all the time. At least that's how we picture him. He's at home and his wife's like, "Babe, can we go get, like, you know, some food?" And he's like, "All right, this is what's going to happen. You're going to do a 12-out post. It's going to be a 3-step drop back. Then we're going to go forward. It's going to be a run. And we're going to meet the door. At the door, we're going to get into the car. It's going to be about a 20-minute drive. Once we get there, we're going to give the cashier our money, and that's how we score on 2. Ready? Break." And then
100%. I just know for a fact family vacations are planned like a year in advance. Like, hotel stay, where you're going to be at. What the first day, every single thing, where you're going to go, where you're going to eat, where you're going to go get a drink, and then what time you're going to be back at the hotel is scheduled, written down on a piece of paper a year in advance. 100%.
He's the dad that's like, you're like, "Oh man, we're in Hawaii. Dad, can we go to the beach?" He's like, "No, the beach is scheduled at 2:00. At 1:00, we're going to go see a luau. You already knew this. You have the itinerary. I printed it out. I did the Excel sheet and everything. We are going by the book." And you're like, "But Dad, I want to swim with sea turtles." He's like, "Do sea turtles are they on an itinerary? I didn't think so."
You're cut.
You're cut. Get out of here. Ride the bench. I need a new kid.
Yeah, I guarantee you, family vacations are tough.
Yeah. All right, let's get into this. Let's get into this schedule prediction. Right, if we're going Jalen Milroe, they lost some big time talent. So let's see. Do they lose to Middle Tennessee State?
No.
All right. So that's one win. They lose to Texas.
Yes.
All right, we're 1-1. I can see that. South Florida.
No.
Yeah, I agree. They'll be 2-1 here. Ole Miss.
No, I think they'll edge out Ole Miss.
Yeah, I think Lane Kiffin's a good coach, but he is
Not
what
good
it is.
enough.
Yeah. So 3-1. Mississippi State.
No.
No, they don't win that one.
No, they win that one.
Okay, so 4.
I'll just instead of saying no, I'll tell you win or loss.
All right. So 4-1. Texas A&M.
Win.
So 5-1. Arkansas.
Win.
6-1. Tennessee.
Loss.
Yeah, I'm thinking L there too. So we at 6-2.
Yeah.
LSU. I think that's another L to me.
That's an L. If they build on what they had last season, that's definitely an L.
Brian Kelly's got that LSU team. So that's what, 6-3. Not looking good. Alabama's already out of the playoffs at this point. Kentucky.
Win.
7-3. Chattanooga.
Win.
Yeah, that's 8-3. Auburn.
They're building a squad over there, but I think win.
All right, so 9-3. So we think they're going to go 9-3. Is that 9-3? There's 13.
Yeah.
How many games are there? 10, 11, 12. 12 games. So, yeah.
9-3.
9-3. So,
yeah, I mean, I could see Texas is definitely a 50-50 one, but
Quinn Ewers, if he can build off what he did last year,
plus,
I think he's got it.
I mean, the team that Alabama had last season barely edged out against a Texas team that did not have their starting quarterback for 90% of the game. So, I mean, a healthy Texas team, now that Ewers kind of has that playbook memorized now, he's healthy, and they've got that squad rolling. I think Texas has got him on that one. Although that running back position's interesting with Texas, see what they can get back there. But I still think Texas will get past them on that one.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and that's gonna maybe put Nick Saban on the hot seat. Two back-to-back years he missed the playoffs.
Nah.
Maybe he goes to Oklahoma. I'm just kidding.
No.
He's not on a hot seat anytime soon unless they go like 2-9 or something like that.
If they go 2-9 like 3 seasons in a row, maybe they'll be like, maybe he's on the hot seat. But you can't bring that many championships and then have cut like 1 or 2 good seasons.
But they are missing the playoffs. They are missing the playoffs because it's not till 2024 when the 12-team playoff comes in. So.
Yeah, but I mean, with his resume, too good. I mean, the season they had was still good. I mean, it wasn't a bad season. There's no shot that they'd be like, we need to reconsider our head coach.
No, I agree. I just think that Georgia is a new powerhouse. It's no longer Alabama.
Oh yeah. Right now, as it stands right now, Georgia's sitting on top. There's no doubt.
Yeah. And if you guys don't know, we are doing the SEC starting out. After we do the SEC, we'll move on to a different conference, predict their schedules, talk about them and everything like that. We're going to hit every P5 school, so stay tuned with us.